You said more than once to transition, recommend to increase your water to use the rest. How different is it all with the diabetic transition? And after that, I've heard you say that bananas are a diabetic snack where the ratio of fructose to glucose is different where the glucose is time release. Are there other fruits that also have this time release that would be good as well?
The question is about transitioning a person with diabetic problems and no other health concerns, which is a rare person. In general, we talked about this earlier. In fact, each diabetic has to be dealt with on an individual basis. Some people are diabetic on almost no medication whatsoever. Some people are on diabetic taking massive quantities of insulin injected 3 times a day. These people have to be dealt with always like you're dealing with a time bomb. You were handled carefully. However, I have worked with many diabetics, and so has Rosalind, where we put them on a week of one type of fruit only. I've put people on a week of watermelon, a week of bananas, a week of peaches, depending on what was in season. It wasn't that there was really a magic fruit. Fruits contain the guar and pectin, the soluble gums that inhibit the absorption. The fructose to glucose levels of each fruit are slightly different, but the uptake levels are also different for each individual. Some people who are diabetic will find bananas will set them off. Others will find that it's perfect. Some will find they can handle grapes. Others will find they can't handle grapes. We can't say diabetics can eat apples without a problem, but they can't eat pears. It's going to be an individual response by each person. I took a lady who was on a very high dose of insulin and suggested that she follow a diet of eating bananas only. At the end of 3 days, daily monitoring, close monitoring, but at the end of 3 days, she was no longer needing any insulin dose whatsoever and has never gone back to it just by staying on a diet of fruits and vegetables. The insulin issues have much more to do with fat consumption than they do with sugar consumption.
So purposely separating the fat and sugar?
Purposely lowering the total fat, not separating them out. Fat and sugar together has to do with absorption issues. Total fat has to do with sugar getting out of the bloodstream, getting across the membranes. Total fat has to do with insulin production, adrenal responses, candida issues, not so much with absorption. So what we want to do is end up with for a diabetic, using 10% fat as a high-end total fat consumption.